This is a really old Japanese mini excavator. Now this poor thing has not run in a little while. It's powered by a little 13 horse gas Robin engine. And the reason it hasn't run is because this fuel tank has been rusted out and it's been parked ever since. He was able to order a brand new tank for it. I guess it wasn't plug and play. So we are left with an engine that's been sitting for a while. Carburetor's probably gonna need to be cleaned out on it. I'm not sure what size this would be. I would think a 1.5 ton machine, but we've got all kinds of controls up here. I don't know what any of them do. I would think these are the tracks here. Oh, we have a foot pedal. The heck does this do? That might be like a brake, and I don't want to accidentally lock up the brake on this thing while it's sitting. The goal is to fire this thing up, pick that bucket up, and drive it straight up on the trailer, and then we'll mess with it when we get home. I don't want this thing to put up any more of a fight than it has to. I just love the way this thing is built, though. It's got these little bumpers here for the boom. Such a cool little machine. The battery is down here underneath the seat. So he said the battery's not that old. Got a little toolbox under the seat there, and then you flip this up and there lies the battery. This is a hydraulic oil tank here, and I couldn't tell you a whole lot else about this machine because I just don't know. I'm gonna hook up a jumper battery to this battery. We're gonna turn the key and we're gonna see if this thing will even turn over. I have not tried to turn it yet. What the heck is this thing doing here? I guess that's to keep the belts from flying off. I guess it should turn over. Got a little leaf in there. I don't know where to set this battery at. I'm gonna set it right here. Heck yeah, boy. This thing is turning over just fine. Now I'm gonna hook up some fuel to it. Yes, sir. This is the gears right here. We got 1, 2, and 3. That's 1. We don't want to be too rough on her. Let's hook up some fuel to this thing and see if we get anything out of it. Matter of fact, starting fluid first. We'll see if it'll hit off starting fluid. Let's make sure it's got some oil in it real quick. Oh yeah. Shoot. Good as new. Oh crap. I'm trying to walk. That's neutral there. Have we ever had anything start that easy? She wants to go. She wants to go home. I think I'm just gonna dump starting fluid into this thing and run it up on the trailer on starting fluid so I don't have to rig up a big fuel tank. That surprised me. I did not think this little thing would fire up like that. Yeah, somehow I gotta pick that blade up. Son. So I was able to pick up the boom, and then with the starter I was able to pick up the push blade. The problem is I have to dump starting fluid into this engine just to get it to run at all. So we're definitely gonna have to hook up some kind of fuel source to that. Honestly, it wouldn't be very good for it, but I could probably walk it up there with the starter. I shouldn't do that, but it is an option if we have to. Only problem is I think this pump might flood this little carburetor. And looks like it's working. Let's see if it'll fire up now and run off of that. We might have to walk her up on there, I'm thinking. Most likely. Let's see if we can walk it at all. Put her in first. Y'all didn't tell me we'd outrun our fuel can over. Oh, we did. I can't get through on gasoline. I don't want to take this thing apart in this dude's yard. I'm trying to get it out of here. I'm gonna try to limp it with the starter. I don't care to burn up the starter. Let's try that. Give her a little break. Gotta keep that starter cold. The heck? Alright, we're going backwards no more. That little lip, it just can't make it up over that. I think I gotta come along in the truck. If not, I'll use a ratchet strap. Well, it's on the trailer. That's not what I was hoping for. We know the engine's healthy because it runs pretty good. We just have a weird fuel issue. Maybe we can order a new carburetor if they still make them. This thing is so dang cool. Little bitty compact mini excavator. I think it's Japanese. I'm sure some of you professionals can figure that out. Worst case scenario, you can just throw a Harbor Freight engine on this little thing. But I definitely think that we can get it running. I'm gonna try to find out what carburetor this is. I may just order a new one. It's probably really cheap if they still make them. If not, we'll clean it up, see if we can get it running that way. It definitely needs to be resealed. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe we have so many leaks that we're not getting enough vacuum. It's not sucking any fuel into the combustion chamber. This thing's got brand new tracks on this side. It seems to walk just fine. Seems like the brakes work really well. I'm not sure how you swing it yet. It's probably, I don't know how you swing it. I'm gonna get this big heavy beast strapped down and we're gonna take it home, and I'm gonna have to drag it off with the skid steer I still have not made a video on. I used Google Translate to translate this tag. This is Japanese, and that bottom part there translates to manufacturer Yamaguchi Agriculture Machinery Works. It's a Yamaguchi. I went to Yamaguchi's website and clicked on all of their Japanese lettering, which I later found out was their catalog. It seems like they're still making a lot of little units like this, but none of them are mini excavators. They're all like dump machines. Like, it'll have a dump bucket on here. They might make a little mini skid steer too, but they don't make these at all anymore. I also wasn't able to find any of these on the internet anywhere. I also looked up this model number in several different places, as well as the serial, and I wasn't able to find anything that looked remotely close to this little Japanese mini excavator. I also found out that unfortunately this thing does not swivel. It doesn't pivot, it doesn't do anything. The only movement you've got is in the boom here. It'll swing. But I got to looking at it, and it's fixed to the frame. This thing does not pivot, so you pretty much just have a backhoe. That's a bummer, but it's still a really cool little machine. Well, she's all cleaned up. I got some of the original paint showing right here underneath these stickers. So it used to be a really bright color red. Rules on side brake. Be sure to test side brake lever when you stop car and also when you stop car on slope. I think that's the brake there. Maybe. I don't know which way is which. If you move car without releasing side brake, lever transmission may break. Lever transmission. Huh. So I guess that's just what they call this. Lever transmission. I wonder if I was ever to break that, I would probably never be able to replace it. Because I don't think I can find parts for this anywhere. I also found that there is a part number on this track over here, and it's actually by Titan. So I can definitely find replacement tracks as long as I keep this number here. Also found that these carriers here have grease fittings. That's also a huge plus. I'm gonna push this thing into the garage and I'm gonna start taking that carburetor off of this thing.
Nope. Nope.
This old tank is full of rust, so we're gonna go ahead and pour a bunch of white vinegar in here, and hopefully it'll loosen up some of that rust into this tank. The air filter actually don't look that bad, really. Pretty gummed up and dirty in there. Doesn't have the right sealant. Someone just used some silicone sealant on that. But even when you look up this company, everything is in Japanese. Their whole website.
Well, that ain't bad. The broom will swing on it.
Yeah, it'll swing.
You can rotate with your tracks.
And it's so light that you can probably get it in some pretty tight areas.
That'd be cool. You know, Mimi's needed a drain from under her deck to the front yard. Water stands under her deck.
Whole bunch of rust coming out of there. I'm not sure how well you guys can see this, but all the scaling has been broken off, and you can see some of the original metal down there in the bottom. It pretty much ate all the rust off of this tank. This tank is almost completely rust free now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and run it. I'm gonna throw some diesel in here to get rid of all the H2O, shake it around a little bit, drain it out, and then we're gonna put some gas in here and throw this thing back on. And hopefully with this new carburetor, we can get this thing to do something for once. Well, if it's running pretty good. We need to adjust the idle a little bit. If I push this down, it'll probably die. I turned the idle up quite a bit on it. It's pretty slow on idle. I need to readjust this little guy here. This is like your high idle switch. Doesn't go very far for some reason. Right in there's the screw I need to adjust. I need to change out this old battery. I can't get it to hold a charge, so we're gonna put a new one on here. Let's drain this old nasty oil out of here. That is some really old oil. And it's kind of glittery looking. That oil is awfully glittery. Whole lot of metal shavings in that oil. I'm gonna pour some of this in here with the drain plug out so we can flush some of that old oil out of there. I'm gonna put some 5W30 in there. There we go. That ought to be fine. I'm just gonna slowly add oil to it and check it here and there. Fix the idle on this thing. It's all greased up, ready to go. We're gonna try. Oh, that's a wet seat. Oh, that is wet. How did I? I'm gonna go dig up my old fire pit and let's see how this thing will dig. Done runned her out of gas. not a bad little digging machine. Digs pretty good, really small. When you idle this puppy up, it's got plenty of power to dig through things. Only complaint I have is that it doesn't rotate, that's it. Other than that, if you position yourself correctly, you can use this to drop your scoop. Really cool machine. I might have to keep this one around for a little bit. Somebody find me a picture of another one of these anywhere. I don't think you can do it. Now that doesn't make it worth any more money. That actually makes it worth a lot less, in my opinion. If you want to dig a water line in a ground that's not too hard, this thing is perfect for that. Let me know if you guys want to see anything else on it. I've got plenty more equipment content coming to you guys soon. Before we leave, we're gonna do a speed test with it. I'm gonna show you guys just how fast this thing can go.